Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and we are doing a fun Halloween costume add-on release today. Hey, so I'm using the brand new Gnome Dies Halloween Costume Add Ons 1. Yay, so fun. Along with our Gnome Dies, our Gnome Want Candy stamp set and outline dies, our Snow Globe dies, there we go, our Gnome Dies Halloween add-ons. So Firstly, I'm starting out with Doodlebug's Booville, their pad and their odds and ends. So I cut a piece of paper 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card base, and then I cut the whole snow globe shape out of it. And then I cut that same snow globe shape in a different pattern paper. So first, I'm going to remove my score tape. That's 1/8 of an inch score tape. And I'm using just packaging, so some really cheap acetate, that they use for packaging. I'm just peeling off all of the backing there. And you'll see I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Pad as per usual. And then I'm going to stick that down onto this piece of acetate. I believe this is from a Doodlebug paper, like 12-inch to be honest. And I'm just going to trim out that piece. That is, like I said, 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card. I'm going to be working, my card base is Paper Tray Ink black cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches to give you a vertical A2 size card. There we go. And I'm going to cut that again because I'm kind of making a pocket for my shaker bits. There we are. And I'm just going to trim that out. But I'll do that once I stick it down. Makes it a little bit easier. There we are. So I'm going to have those two acetate pieces together, like sandwiched together. And then the shaker bits are going to go on the inside. And then you'll be able to see the snow globe that I cut out of a different pattern underneath underneath the acetate because it's see-through. And then that way I have it's very low profile shaker. And I'm going to be using these new Studio Katia Glow Mini Stars. So they're glow in the dark, like little tiny mini stars. And they really don't make it very busy because they're kind of like, I don't know, what's the word? Holographic looking. So they don't really take away from the card. It doesn't make the card too busy. So there we are. You'll notice that I used some of that score tape to separate off the globe part because I want those little stars to stay where you can see them. And then I'm going to leave the backing tape on the top part so I can, put my little stars in and then I can peel off the backing and seal that up. There we go. So I'm just cutting off all along the edge of this piece of paper from Doodlebug. So that is the Studio Katia Glow Mini Stars. And I'm just going to shake them into one of these little triangle dishes from Simon Says Stamp. And then I'm going to use that to pour it into my little pocket. See? I'm going to pop those in there. And you'll notice how nice and flat that is. Because I'm going to be using some elevation, like some foam tape, while decorating this snow globe. I didn't want to have any on the shaker itself. So I'm just sort of peeling off my backing pieces here. Like I said, I think it's 1/8 of an inch score tape. And there you have it. So that's basically what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to put it over this other pattern, right? And that pattern, it's like little trick-or-treaters. And then I'm going to tape that in place with some tape, actually, just some run-of-the-mill tape. I could have put it on my card, stuck that down first on my card, but then I thought I'm going to have to line up that snow globe. And I thought this was the easiest way, just to make sure it's even in that window. So there we go. So pretty easy and a pretty neat little way to do a shaker. See? So there we go. So those little stars will glow in the dark, and I'll show you that at the end. So I went ahead and I cut out the base of that snow globe with paper from that same Booville 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And then that white piece there was cut out of Paper Tray Ink white cardstock. And I'm just going to use glossy accents, and I'll be sticking that down on top of the acetate. on the inside of that window that I cut. And then that will sort of give the snow globe its shape and kind of give it a buffer, you know, in between the two patterns of paper. So there we go, just getting it in place. And then I will weight that down with an acrylic block. Now I'm going to stick the whole thing down on that A2 size card base. Paper tray ink black cardstock, like I said. And I'm just going to get that centered using that ATG tape. So this is kind of tricky. You want to make sure it's centered, because once it's down, it's down. There we go. So, and there's a shake. Okay, so I did cut out that base of the snow globe again at a black cardstock just to give it a little bit more weight. And then I'm going to add that to the front of the snow globe card. So there we go. So I didn't, you know, because of all the patterns, I wanted this to be muted. And there you have it. I'm just going to add a little bit of art glitter glue around the edge just in case. And then I'm going to stick that down in the window. So you'll only see those stars shaking in the snow globe part. See? Kind of fun, right? I'm also using our banner dies and our star dies. So this is that Frankie gnome that I put together for our release and review video. Remember to watch that and you can see me put together all these little gnomes. Lots of fun stuff. There we go. And I'm just going to stick them down flat on the front of this super cute snow globe. There we are. So I cut out those stars from our banner dies and our star dies. And I cut that out of Simon Says Stamp yellow cardstock. And all my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine. So there we go. I'm also going to be popping up the sentiment that came from the Gnomie Want Candy stamp set and outline dies. So there we are using my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, peeling off the backing. So the sentiment on the front of the card is going to read Happy Halloween Gnomie. And that's going to go on the base of this snow globe. So kind of fun, right? Now this boo is from the new set that came out this month, the Gnome Dies Halloween Add Ons. And I did put that together in the release and review, but it's very simple. There we go. Everything that I used today will be listed on my blog. So isn't that cute? Look at that little Frankie. He's so cute. So now I'm going to be adding these stars. Like I said, the big one is from the star dies from Jaded Blossom, and the small ones are from our banner dies. I use the banner dies all the time for those hearts and the stars. I just love those. So now I'm going to pop up the big star with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals here. And I'm going to pop that onto the upper left-hand corner using my reverse tweezers. And then I'm going to add the last two in the, lower third of the right-hand side of the card. Visual triangle and all that jazz, right? Popping up with some dimensionals from Stampin' Up! There we go. Aren't these fun? I just love these. I think that this Frankie is the cutest thing known to man. So on the inside, I'm adding a piece of cheapo white cardstock. I believe it's Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4 inches. I'm going to add that to the inside just so, you have somewhere to write. You could use a white gel pen, but I like to make it easy on myself. And now I'm going to add some strips of cardstock from that same Bouvelle pad. There we go. Isn't that cute? I just think that's adorable. There we are. And I'm just going to add a few little strips, one of paper tray ink black cardstock there. And, and I'll add a little tiny strip. This was one of the border pieces of paper that comes in the pad. I trimmed it out. And then I will add that just to the inside. So I'm just trying to, decorate the inside up, make it look a little cute, a little cuter, right? There we go. I'm going to add that with my 1/8 of an inch score tape. And then I'm just going to use the grid paper just to make things straight, or as straight as they can be. There we go. And then I will cut off the overhang with a pair of scissors. There we go. Okay, so I'm also pulling out another sentiment, or not a sentiment, I'm pulling out a little odds and ends fellow from the Bouvelle odds and ends from Doodlebug. It's a little Frankie to match the one on the front, and I'm going to trim off the overhang. So he's on the left-hand side. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to add a sentiment on the inside from that same Gnomie Want Candy stamp set with outline dies. And it's going to say Gnome Want Candy in a minute here. I'm just going to add some secure white jelly roll pen and a number 10. Just a few little highlights to this little guy. Some little freckles and highlights and what have you. You know, to make it look a little bit more special. Isn't that cute? And then here is my sentiment, Gnome Wants Candy. Isn't that cute? Perfect for a Halloween card. There we go. Isn't that cute? And there we are. Okay. And then there's the glow-in-the-dark stars. Isn't that fun? I just think that's adorable. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to check out my release and review video, putting all these little gnomes together. Also, I will have another video today using the number 2 Halloween costumes. And that's all. So thank you as always for watching. We will see you soon in my next one. Bye, everyone.